Hey guys, this is Zero here, just doing another video. Um, just to announce something that I think I'm going to do. As many of you know, I participated in 8-Bit Summer, at Master Splatter, and I will be getting those LPs done, the summer LPs. But I have also some things that I've been thinking about since 8-Bit Summer started. Um, I wasn't part of what they call Generation NES. I didn't grow up with the Nintendo. I played it when I was young, but I never owned one. I never owned one, and I never bought games for it until my teenage years when I got one. I only ever played my uncle's NES when he had it over at my grandmother's house. My grandmother's also had a Super Nintendo around the same time I got mine. I was a Generation SNES kid, I guess you could say. Super Nintendo was technically my first console, my first game being Donkey Kong Country. And I already LP'd all the Donkey Kong Country games, so you guys know how, you know about that. If you haven't checked them out, go ahead and give them a look. Um, anyways, enough of my rambling. What this is about is, I got me thinking about 8-Bit Summer, is, you know what? I grew up with I didn't grow up with the NES, but I grew up with the Super Nintendo, and I got my first Super Nintendo on Christmas of 95, I think it was. 90 I think it was 95. Um 95 or 94, I cannot remember. Anyways, my first console was the Super Nintendo, and my first game was Donkey Kong Country. So I thought, you know what? Why not celebrate that? Why not do a 16-bit winter? Now, I know other people have been thinking of doing it, um, but so to be sure, I went ahead and I asked Master Splatter if he minded if I use his idea, and he said he doesn't mind if I do it. It kind of was an inspirational thing. I'm not really taking from him. It's more so I was inspired to do my own thing, and he said he doesn't have a problem with it. And if you don't believe me, I'll put a screenshot up here that of him responding to my message. Right there. So, yeah. So, I'm going to be holding a 16-bit winter in celebration of, for anybody who is Generation SNES, anybody who got their Super Nintendo on Christmas, or anybody who just loves the Super Nintendo, or Sega Genesis, or TurboGrafx-16, or it doesn't matter if you like a 16-bit console. Now, uh, now, uh, uh, how this is going to work is basically the same way Master Exploder did his 8-Bit Summer. What I'm going to get you to do is send me a PM with your name or your username. You don't have to give me your real name. An email address I can contact you if I can't contact you on YouTube. Um, and any games you can think of that you'd like to do. Um, and I will be and I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm gonna collect a list up of people who want in it, and I will have an intro available by November 1st. I want to start this November 1st, and it will end March 31st. That's a 5-month window, and that might be a long time for it, but I live in Canada, and winter can sometimes go as far as mid-April and start as early as mid-October. So it's not really it's not really that much for me. Winter can last 6 months in Canada or longer, depending on what the weather's like. So that's basically how we're gonna do that. Now I'm sure some of you are wondering what qualifies as 16-bit. Well, here's the thing. Um, while technically the Game Boy Advance is both a quasi 16-bit and 32-bit handheld, I will count it as a 16-bit choice, regardless of what kind of game you pick, if it's 32-bit or 16-bit. Because let's be honest, it's too much of a hassle trying to figure out, what games are 16-bit and which ones aren't and whatnot. Um, Consoles that'll be allowed will be the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx-16. The TurboGrafx-16, even though it's technically an 8-bit console, that's a doubled up 8-bit console to make a 16-bit, so it has an 8-bit processor in it, it still counts as a 16-bit console because its graphics and depth are that of 16 bits, so it will be counted. The Game Boy Advance, like I said before, it's quasi 16 to 32 bits, so it will be counted. And 16-bit computer games will be counted as well. Just be sure you know that it's like, look at it, and if it's it's a little tough to choose computer games. Just check the if it's CRT or whatnot. But it might be better just to, if it's 3D, if it's not a sprite-based PC game, then it doesn't. To me, it doesn't count as a 16-bit game, and stuff like Mega Man X5 for the PC doesn't count. That's a 32-bit game. The difference between 32-bit and 16-bit is easy to tell, but I'm letting people get away with it with the Game Boy Advance because really, Mode 7 on the Super Nintendo could do 32-bit graphics, so there's no reason for that. Sega CD is also allowed. 32X, not so much, because it's technically a 32-bit system. Sega CD is like the Game Boy Advance. It's a quasi 16 and 32-bit system, so it counts as a 16-bit system. So if you want to LP a Sega CD game, go ahead. Though I wouldn't recommend an FMV game; they're pretty terrible. But hey, if you want some fun, then go ahead. But yeah, that's basically all it. I guess I should announce what my LP will be for 16-bit summer. What I plan to do for 16-bit winter. Fuck, I already fucked it up. For 16-bit winter, I'm going to do, one of my LPs is going to be Super Mario World. I love that game. I watched Tadonia play it, and I watched Deco play it on Studio Cheshire. Excuse me. And the more I watch them play it, the more I realize I want to play that game. Now, I normally wouldn't LP a Mario game, but I just really like Super Mario World. It's my favorite of the Mario games. A lot of people say that it's either Super Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World, and Super Mario World is my choice. And I'll be playing the Super Nintendo version of it. Stop yawning, man. And that'll be that. I will do other 16-bit games probably, but I'm not going to reveal what they are yet, just because I also don't know what they're going to be. And I'm planning on one of the things to do. I'll probably finish my Pokemon Emerald LP as part of 16-bit winter. But yeah, so that's it. So we're going to start November 1st. I want all people who want to participate in it to get their information into me by November 1st. After that point, I will look over. I may still accept people for it, but I'm going to double up on stuff. If you don't get accepted after November 1st, well, that's just because our list might be already big. If our list isn't very big, I will accept entries after November 1st, but if it's bigger than that, if it's too big for me to keep track of, then I'm going to say forget it for that. But anyways, guys, that's my idea, and I hope you look forward to my Super Mario World LP in November, and hopefully returning to Pokemon Emerald at that time. And I hope you guys are enjoying the LPs I got done, and just a quick update, Paper Mario, I've completed recording it. So Paper Mario will be done next week. The last part of Paper Mario will be going up next week. So yeah. Thanks for watching my LPs, guys, and remember, if you want in this, just the 16-bit winter thing, just send me a PM. Peace out.